everyone, Larry Ostrowski, Oksana Ostrowski here we're back actually with an amazing power couple. They are world-leading experts in micronutrition, weight management, and health in general. They have more acronyms after their names than I thought possible. Jason and Mira Calton. Jason, PhD. Mira is a certified nutritionist and a fellow at, where are you a fellow? At the Integrative Nutrition Institute. Guys, thank you so much for joining us and chatting about an important topic of whey and protein in general. I have a lot of questions. There's a ton of noise and misinformation out there on the right protein to take in general. I know people that have yelled at me not to take whey at all, and I have preference to whey. One that we've been taking as One World Whey, and we've been chatting about the whey that you've put together, and I'd like to know why you put that together, why it's better than the other ones, and obviously there's variations in how some wheys are processed, and bioavailability and distinctions between different people and how they can use it within their protocols of health, and also why a whey protein may be better than, like, say, a vegan protein like soy or rice, hemp, pea, or even chia. So let's start the conversation.
Well, sure. I guess we'll start with why it's important, why we feel you should take protein in the first place. Well, protein is just really, it's an amino acid delivery system. That's what you're getting when you make a protein shake. And the whole thing is amino acids are essential micronutrients. So yeah, people used to say you're the micronutrient people. Amino acids still in our gameplay here because it's an essential micronutrient. You need it every single day to replenish, to break down a tissue that happens every single day. And what you're really looking for is a full amino acid profile. And that's one of the big problems with a lot of the vegan proteins or the vegetarian proteins like pea and hemp. They don't have a full profile, so they can't give you everything that you really need. Now, soy is a little bit different because soy proteins actually do have a full amino acid profile. But soy has problems that are different than the other proteins, and why we don't like soy still, I guess a couple different reasons, is that most soy is genetically modified.
91%.
So 91% of it, so we don't want to have that. And also, there's just a lot of people who shouldn't be having soy. Soy is goitrogenic, which means it actually plays havoc with your thyroid gland, so it can slow your metabolism down, which we obviously are not looking for in our fields here. And additionally, men should not ever have soy, in our opinion. I mean, a lot of studies show today it could actually cause male breasts. It mimics estrogen in the body, and it's not really great for guys.
Right.
So that's why we want to stick to whey over the other ones.
Yeah, we tell people to stay away from soy in general.
Unless it's fermented, organic.
Right.
That's the only way to take soy.
So, to recap, so the whey protein has the full spectrum of amino acids, while these other vegetarian and vegan proteins do not.
Correct.
Right.
But then it doesn't. Then you have to look at other things beyond that. You have to look at what kind of whey you're choosing. Are you choosing an isolate or are you choosing a concentrate?
So yeah, there's two types of whey out there. And Mira just kind of alluded to the two types that people are going to see in most nutrition stores. So there's the concentrate, and so that's the most natural. And we kind of refer to that as, when you go to the grocery store and people say, well, just eat the apple, don't have the juice because it's more of a whole food. Well, a whey concentrate is more of a whole protein. It's going to have a little bit of the fat in it. It's going to have a little bit of the carbohydrate in it. It's still going to have 80% of the protein. But then they can create what they call a whey isolate. So they go through typically more of a processing,
usually an acid bleach process.
Yeah, you go through an acid bleach process. There's a heat process there. It's going to take out almost all of the fat. It's going to take out almost all the carbs. It's going to be like almost 90% pure whey. They typically taste better than concentrates.
Typically.
Historically, yeah, and typically. But there's problems with it. They don't contain so many of the bioactive cofactors that whey concentrates are known for. So things like beta-lactoglobulin and alpha-lactoalbumin and beta-serum albumin and lactoferrin. When you start to dig into proteins, these are all these bioactive cofactors that are really good for us, and they can do a lot of things for us, including raise our glutathione levels, which is the most powerful antioxidant, we'll talk about that later, in the world. So an isolate can't do that. concentrate can do that. And so we like that. When we were looking, and of course we're talking about our protein, we're called Empower Whey protein. When we were looking for a whey protein, because like you, we prefer whey and we think so many people can get the benefits of it, we wanted to find one that tasted good. And that was really one of the biggest humps we had to get over.
Challenging.
Because what's the point if you've got this great whey concentrate if nobody takes it? So Empower tastes like an isolate, but it's got all those beneficial cofactors of a concentrate. And that's really why we recommend Empower over any other whey out there.
So do we want to stay away from isolates in general?
We definitely prefer the concentrate. The processing that goes into the isolate degrades the actual quality you're getting in the bag. So we want to stay away from those. We prefer the concentrate over an isolate, absolutely.
Is there actual like dangers? Let's say if you are taking on a regular basis whey isolate, is there like health dangers that are come with it?
Well, there's really no dangers when taking an isolate. Remember, when you're taking a protein isolate or a whey isolate in general, you're just getting mostly protein. So it's just another source of protein. What you're missing out on are all those health benefits that you would be getting with a concentrate.
Right. But there are some actual dangers when we're talking about proteins in general. So we want to talk about a couple of those. So proteins in general, some of the dangers. Well, you want to make sure, first of all, that you're getting something that's USDA certified organic. Because if you're not, the animals, the cows in this case, I guess, had probably been given antibiotics. They were probably given the RBGH, RBST, probably given, as well, they could have been fed GMO corn or GMO grasses. So we don't want that. So we want to make sure we're looking for something that's USDA organic, because that actually can be dangerous.
Yeah.
We also want to make sure that we're looking for something that is non-GMO project verified, because a lot of these companies now are saying it's non-GMO ingredients.
Yeah, but where's the proof?
You can't really guarantee that until it's non-GMO project verified. They do a heck of a long investigation before actually giving you that verification, so it does mean something.
I want to just jump in right there too, and I just want to really drive that point home. You're going to see a lot of proteins out there that they say are non-GMO, unless they've got this sticker right here that says USDA certified, right? So if it's USDA certified, then there's a good chance that it probably is GMO-free, because USDA certification mandates you can't use GMOs. But if it's not...
Well, that actually will only cover them for GMO ingredients. Right. The only sticker that's going to actually certify that the cows weren't eating GMOs is going to be the non-GMO project certified.
Yeah.
Additionally, a lot of them on the market now say grass-fed. And again, that's something that anyone can claim, because who's really going to go out there and see what their cow was eating that day?
Yeah.
But the thing is, there is a certification for that as well, and we went ahead and made sure that the cows that we get the whey from actually are grass-fed certified. These cows, I think 300 and something days have to be fed just all natural, non-GMO grasses.
Yeah, you want to make sure you want to know where your cows come from, and that's one of the main reasons why we wanted to do a single source whey. You know, if your cows come from Wisconsin or Minnesota, that's great, right? But there's winter in Minnesota and Wisconsin, so how many days can they graze? We made sure that we found the cows that had over the longest. I think it's like 300 to 320 days of grazing on that grass, because we're in California and we can do that. So if you're not eating grass, the cows have to eat something else, and most often that something else is GMO grasses.
Another thing is toxins. Right now, there's a lot of information out there, and it's mostly in the vegan, vegetarian ways. Not so much in the not so much in the wheys. It's usually in the proteins that are vegan, vegetarian, the hemp, the pea, all those. Rice. There's a really high percentage of them have heavy metals. So again, you want to make sure that whatever you're taking, if it's a whey, if it's any protein, you want to look on their website. You should be able to see a third-party certification of heavy metal testing, which we've done, and we've posted it there for everyone to see. If your company's not doing this, then they're just not doing their due diligence, and they're not putting it out there. You know, they're as proud of their product maybe as we are.
Right. Yeah, those are all really important points to look for, and good examples of how different proteins could be dangerous.
Yeah. I mean, this is great. I mean, definitely you guys went above and beyond to make sure you are delivering the high quality product to people, and it's great to get all these like little check marks, you know, that it's like, is it USDA organic? Is it grass-fed? Is it non-GMO? Is it toxin-free? Those are important pieces because like it might be a little overlooking here and there, but when you do that regularly, it will accumulate on your body and will create some sort of havoc long term. So thank you for doing your work. This is amazing.
With lower quality, I mean, are you just wasting money, or is it you're wasting money and you're not doing your body the service that it needs? Like you're just wasting time, money, and you're poisoning yourself. Is that accurate or?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, if you want to just get some cheap protein that's been, been heated and acid treated and has a lot of protein in it, and none of the
it's white because they bleach it.
Yeah, and none of the active cofactors in it, and maybe you don't care about GMOs, and maybe you don't care about hormones, and you don't care about pesticides, then go ahead. If that's what you want, you're going to find plenty of that out there on the marketplace. If what you really want is food quality, if what you really want is to make sure that those cows are humanely treated, and there are no hormones, and there is no GMOs, and you've got those biological cofactors, let's talk about the importance of these. So what we're talking about are the things like the bovine serum albumin. This is a precursor to that glutathione. And let's talk about glutathione, the most powerful.
And we have a lot of it in here.
It's the most powerful antioxidant on the planet. No other antioxidant is more powerful, and there's been all kinds of positive health benefits associated. We've got 150 milligrams of glutathione in each serving of InPower, so that's right off the top. And because of whey concentrate has something called glutamylcysteine in it, which is a precursor. It's a precursor to converting into glutathione in the body. Now, a lot of people say, well, why don't I just go take some glutathione supplements? You can't do that. It turns out that when you take glutathione by mouth, not in your food source, the body doesn't absorb it very well. In fact, it can make it so that your body doesn't produce glutathione at the levels that it should, so it can actually be a deterrent. Now, there are some foods out there, mostly cruciferous vegetables, things like broccoli and Brussels sprouts and cauliflower, those type of things that can help. But there's no other food product in the world better at raising glutathione levels than whey protein concentrate. Hands down. Okay, so there's over 90,000 medical studies done on glutathione because it's that important. It can do all kinds of things. It can help prevent cancer. It's been shown to optimize nervous system disorders. It can fight infections. It can promote heart health. It can flush out heavy metal toxins. And it can protect us from all kinds of different chronic illnesses. Another thing that we've got in our whey protein, organic whey protein concentrate, because again, this is an organic whey, very important, are the branched chain amino acids. Branched chain amino acids like leucine, isoleucine, and valine. These are the specific amino acids that you really want to have to help with sugar control, appetite, workout recovery, and muscle growth. Go on to any of these bodybuilding fitness sites, and you're going to be talking about branched chain amino acids. We've got 4.9 grams per serving in InPower. I mean, these other isolates, this is what they do. They take inferior protein, and then they isolate the protein, and then what they try to do in for the packaging is they try to throw in a little something. So they try to throw in some branch chains, or they throw in some whatever, lactoferrin or something like that. So why break it just to add in a few components when you can just have the pure whey concentrate in its natural state? It's going to be so much better for you.
Interesting.
But so what about so you talked about like the exercise and how what's the best time actually to take whey protein? Is it morning, day, night, before exercise, after exercise?
One thing that we do is we always take it in the morning. We actually make what we call a triple threat. So we put our nutrients, our skinny fat, and our InPower protein in one drink. And the great thing about, a lot of people are too busy in the morning to actually sit down and have a really healthy breakfast. But the studies show that actually if you just sit down for a shake, you've got your fat, you've got the protein, it's going to keep you satiated. I am one of those girls that I get hungry. I just do. And if I get hungry, I get angry. So I get hangry. And I have this in the morning, and I can get 4 or 5 hours. I say absolutely satisfied. It really does fill you up. And we have tons of studies on the website that actually talk about how actually that combination of the protein and fat keep you satisfied for hours.
Yeah, I mean, in fact, that comes from the International Journal of Obesity, and it showed that when people take these protein and fat sources in the morning, that it can not only it says, quote, produce significant and sustainable weight loss, but the participants who use the whey proteins actually lost twice as much visceral fat around that gut area, which is so important for that type of fat to lose. Yeah, so when you talk about what's the best time to take proteins, there's all kinds of different theories here. So, you know, in the bodybuilding world, you've got what's called the window of opportunity theories. And so, you know, they want you to take your protein before your workout and then again after the workout, but they want you to do it after you take your carbohydrate because you want to replenish your glycogen. And they've got all these calculations. Well, let's just break it down. First, you want to take your protein right away when you wake up in the morning because that's going to stop that fasting. That's the Breck fast, right? So you're breaking fast and you're going to be able to give your body the protein that it needs to start to rebuild its muscle tissue. And you really need that protein right away in the morning. I like to take a little bit of protein with each meal. You know, you want to make sure that you're getting in, you know, for women at least 11 grams of protein, but, you know, as far as up to 23, and then men maybe from 23 up to about 35 grams of protein. I like to take in protein right before my workout, and maybe about 11 to 20 grams right before the workout, and then again immediately after. You know, there was a lot of research done with should I have my carbs first and then have my protein. Here's what I think the research basically kind of came to the conclusion of. You want the protein with a little bit of the carbs if you're using carb metabolism. If you're a ketogenic dieter, then you want that protein with a little bit of fat right afterwards. And then you want to have, again, a meal maybe about 45 minutes to an hour later. So you want to stop that catabolism or that muscle tissue breakdown right after the workout. And then the last opportune time to take in protein is right before bed, because you're going to provide all those amino acids. Because what you were saying in a conversation we've had in the past, Oksana, is that this is the time period when your body really kind of heals itself and rejuvenates itself, and you're going to use those amino acids to repair that muscle tissue and just in your entire body. Yeah. So that's really the kind of the breakdown.
One time we actually use it is we like making ice cream, and I make like the most. It kicks butt. So we like literally, I'll make protein ice cream, and it's triple threat ice cream. It's literally what I drink in the shake, made into popsicles, and they like fudgesicles.
Delicious.
We'll so send you their recipe.
You're literally you're consuming this all day long. So
all day long.
Yeah, we basically consume it twice a day.
Yeah.
When he was saying he's protein with every meal, he meant he eats a form of protein, not the protein shake with every single meal.
Yeah, not our protein necessarily. Yeah. But yeah.
So we're probably taking it twice a day.
So we intermittent fast, and so we wake up and we do the fat, the MCT oil, skinny fat that you guys have is amazing, and then we don't eat until around noon to 1 o'clock. So if we're doing it that way, then we have the fat first, and then or would you do the protein as well, even if you're intermittent fasting?
Well, we love the let's see, when we're saying intermittent fasting, the way we look at it is having that fat, having that skinny fat in there, getting that MCT and that long chain fat, and then we'll also put in a little bit of protein because again, it's a liquid fast for us. So in the morning, you don't have to use much. One scoop is 10.5 grams of that high quality protein, and then maybe a tablespoon of the skinny fat. So it's not very calorie dense, but it's enough so that you can keep you're still intermittent fasting, but you're getting all the things that your body needs, right? You need those micronutrients, you need those amino acids, and you need those fatty acids. So you get the benefits of both by doing that.
You'll still maintain that ketogenic state.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Just your fat still higher than the protein grams. We do it. We do it every single day.
Yeah,
every
14
morning.
grams of protein, 10.5 grams of 14 grams of fat, 10.5 grams of proteins, perfect ratio.
Okay. Can you overdo it?
Can you overdo it? I mean, the only thing I tell people about overdoing protein is that basically don't get rid of all your micronutrient dense meals and decide that you're just going to live on protein shakes. You know, you still need all these other phytonutrients. You still need all these other things that your food is going to give you. And we just love people to understand, like, real food, rich food still has a place. Supplementation does not mean that you don't have to do that.
Yeah, let's talk just a touch on that if we've got time, because I think people don't realize sometimes that protein's not a great fuel source. So you have to have your fat or your carbohydrate, one of those two fuel sources, and then the protein's really meant to be put in to be spared by that fuel source. That's what protein sparing effect means. So you want to make sure you've got enough fat or carb to cover your energy requirements, and then just enough protein to cover all that recuperation effect. You don't want to start spilling protein and using that as an energy source. It's a poor energy source, and it's going to throw your entire metabolism off. So you don't want to do that.
You want to use fat, right?
You want to use
Yeah.
fat, preferably, or if you're using carbohydrate as your fuel source, then you use a good source of carbohydrate.
But we like telling people, like, choose one or the other. Don't decide that you're going to make like really high carb, sticky, fatty meals.
Yeah.
Like that's just doom and gloom right there. You really have to decide which engine your body is going to run on. And you know, a lot of people run great on carbohydrates and go, you know, you still have to have some fat in there. And a lot of people just prefer to let their bodies run on fat.
Yep, for sure. Well, so what about, so let's talk about more in detail about the benefits of taking your way. I mean, obviously, we already know, like, it's one of the best, obviously, but is there any specific, I know you've done a ton of studies, like any specific health benefits?
Yeah, so if people go to the website, they can go to CaltonNutrition.com and they can check out our information page at
InPowerProtein.com.
InPowerProtein.com. So you might have a link there as well. So let's talk a little bit about all these things. So yeah, again, the glutathione really kind of raises like cream to the top here as to the the health benefits that you're going to see associated with our InPower organic whey protein concentrate. So those glutathione levels can increase, and they can protect you against Alzheimer's disease and dementia. And we've got some great studies there on the website that we link to. It can help you to, you were talking about ghrelin, a hormone that kind of promotes overeating. Well, whey protein can help to stabilize that ghrelin. It can help to ghrelin, sorry, and it can help to stabilize that. Gremlins, that's how I remember it. So recovery, strength, muscle building. So again, when we're talking about bodybuilding or wanting to gain lean muscle tissue, really the benefits of organic whey protein concentrate really can't be beat.
Because too many times when people start to go on diet programs, they actually are losing their muscle instead of losing the fat. And so adding protein to your program is going to make that not happen. It's going to make it so that you lose fat and keep your muscle. So that's really, really important for a lot of people.
A lot of people are dealing with stress in their lives. They're looking for ways as how can I help to control stress? I want to reduce stress. Amazingly, whey protein concentrate can help to relieve stress, and here's how they do it. Tryptophan, which is an amino acid found in a whey protein concentrate in relatively high amounts, is a precursor to serotonin. So that can help the body to reduce stress. Also, it can help to reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease in two different ways. It turns out that, first it can help to reduce blood pressure because of those cofactors, those beneficial cofactors we were talking about, alpha-lactoalbumin and beta-lactoglobulin. So those can help to lower blood pressure. And then the whey protein, the whey can actually help to lower the very low-density lipoproteins, the ones that are thought to be bad LDLs. LDL not being bad, totally, but the very low-density ones. And casein protein can't do that. You got to have the whey protein for it. And lastly, diabetes. Diabetes, they showed that if you take between 5 to 30 grams of whey protein concentrate, they can reduce the insulin resistance in individuals, even individuals who have severe insulin resistance. You can lower insulin in those individuals, even in the subjects with the worst cases of diabetes. So this is an excellent way to control blood sugar levels in the body.
What about, so it's obviously coming from dairy, so what about people that are lactose intolerant or have issues with their...
Be vegan and...
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. First of all, it has no casein. People who are lactose intolerant, it actually only has the same amount of lactose as like a really hard cheese, and it's actually found that most people who are lactose intolerant can tolerate whey concentrate. So, that's one of those things I can't guarantee it, because everyone reacts differently, but it's one of those things that I would definitely say that most of the people who have written to us and have tried it aren't having any problem with the whey concentrate.
No.
That's excellent. So for those that are sticking with that vegan source like hemp or soy, I think the recommendation is really to reassess why you're doing it and really try this whey protein, which brings me to sustainability and how the stuff is produced and maintained, and is it sustainable? Is it something that really takes care of the cows and the land and can scale up without really doing damage?
Yeah, pretty funny story actually. When we first started looking, we were like, okay, where are we going to get this whey that actually tastes good? And we called everybody. We literally tasted all these things. They all tasted like a barn floor that the cow had been running around in. And I was like, I am not drinking any of these. And so finally, we're like, well, who would have whey? We're like, well, let me think. We know some farmers. And so literally, we went to the farm source. So we know exactly what are happening to these cows. These are happy cows. These are cows that are out there grazing all day, and they are leaving a much smaller carbon footprint. That was another thing that was really important to us. So all the cows are only, was it 90 miles?
Yeah, they're within 90 miles.
90 miles from the actual
Processing
factory.
plant.
So there's not a lot of trucking going on. We're not doing anything huge in that. They're all right near the processing plant. Additionally, they're Jersey cows, not Holstein cows.
That's very important.
Which is really, really important for a couple of reasons. One reason is that they actually have a 20% smaller carbon footprint. So we chose the cows that are actually better for the environment. Additionally, the place that we get everything manufactured at, the actual facilities that is drawing the whey, they actually have the most updated, like, everything. They literally go in and update all of the facilities to lower their carbon footprint like every few months. They're going in and always saying, you know, how can we change the water filtration? How can we do this? And they're constantly doing that because that's what they want as well. And that's all of these things were why we chose this product. Not only does it taste freaking amazing. I mean, literally, I love it, and I can bake with it and do everything. It has such a clean taste. But they really, really cared about the animals, and they really cared about the processing, that it wasn't going to ruin our planet. So
yeah, I mean, Jersey cows too. For those people out there who really are looking, you know, they know their proteins, and they're like, okay, Jersey cows. I've heard something else about those guys.
Yeah,
they
this is the other reason.
A2 casein protein. So there's A1 and A2, and you want the A2. A2 has not been shown to be carcinogenic. So although there is no casein left in whey protein, so they separate the casein, it's a different milk altogether. I mean, it takes 75 pounds of raw whey to make a 12-ounce bag. This 12-ounce bag
That's
of
a lot.
75 pounds of raw whey to make this bag. So it's a big process. I mean, there certainly could have been ways that we could have done it a lot cheaper and less expensive, but you would never have gotten a product anywhere near the quality of this. I mean, we've got some of the best connoisseurs of whey protein out there trying this. They didn't believe it at first. They're like, you know, I'm sure it's good quality, guys, but
some
really,
of the pro athletes are just like, no way, like this is insane. This is
Whey.
Yeah.
Yes,
way.
But the taste is incredible. It's clean, and it's just like Mira said. It tastes like just pure cream.
Because a lot of us will take anything if it's healthy for us, even if it doesn't taste good sometimes. But there's a lot of people who won't. So we just wanted to make sure that this can be used in numerous different ways. So yeah, I mean, I'm literally baking with this and replacing some of the flour so I can take carbohydrates out of recipes so I don't end up with that carb fat issue. And it is that clean. It's just really, it almost tastes like cream.
Yeah, you know, if you've cooked with protein before, you might be scratching your head saying, well, listen, I've tried that. It creates like squeaky, and it tastes horrible. It tastes like a sponge. Not with Empower. We've got a couple great recipes. The Empower muffin, I think we did a muffin in a mug recipe recently, and people love it. So
there is one thing that I have a question about. Recently, there was an issue with the whey that we're taking about. So they claimed that there was, I believe, 9 grams of protein per serving, and the reality was that there was only, they did some testing, and there was only 3.
Right.
Yeah. So as far as your protein goes, how much, as far as your whey goes, how much protein is in it?
Yeah, well, this is a whey protein concentrate, so it's 80% whey. So in one of our scoops, we're going to be giving you 10.5 grams of protein. And we have a serving size as 2 scoops. So
yeah, so I generally only do 1 because I do it multiple times during the day. So my serving is actually 1 when I use it, but that's what's in 2 scoops.
Yep.
What about, guys? Can you share some tips? Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
What was it?
No, 1 scoop is 10.5. 2 is what?
21.
21.
20.
Okay, gotcha. I just want to see if you can share maybe some tips or some recipes. I know you have some on the side, but also maybe some suggestions. Do you want to maybe mix it with water? What's the best thing to do? Maybe almond milk, or like any tips on that side?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I love mixing it with coffee. If you're a coffee drinker, a lot of people, you know, still love their coffee. I love taking a little bit of cocoa powder. We have a stevia blend one on our website with your nutrients and putting the putting the Empower in there, and literally it just takes with skinny fat. It tastes like a Frappuccino Kappa, whatever thing that you get at Starbucks. It's that good. It tastes like
you put the nutrients in the coffee.
No.
Iced coffee, iced coffee.
Yeah.
Nutrients chocolate, the PM.
Okay.
With the chocolate cocoa powder, and actually we have a recipe. I can give it to you guys if you guys want to share it with your people. Yeah. And then your Empower, 1 scoop of Empower and 1 tablespoon of skinny fat. And it just literally tastes like you're having the most amazing chocolate dessert drink.
Yeah, we call it the triple threat. So the triple threat, we've got all kinds of recipes for that triple threat using the nutrients, Empower, and skinny fat together.
Because remember, you want to make sure always that when you're taking nutrients, you have a fat source, and now you got your protein source. So it really is a complete meal. You're not losing out on your micronutrients. You're not losing out on any component of it.
Would you put butter in there as well? Grass fed.
You could put butter in there, but you've got the skinny fat, and the great thing is, with butter, it's kind of, it doesn't mix that great into protein because it's it's almost a solid. It is a solid, right? So with skinny fat, it goes in. It's really easy. It's smooth. There's no taste associated, so you don't get kind of a buttery taste. The other thing, too, is a lot of times people say, well, I thought you said not to take nutrients with food. Well, we don't want you to take nutrients with food because it has micronutrients or vitamins and minerals and a large amount of them in that meal. But whey is a little bit different. So there is, there are a small amount of micronutrients, mostly calcium. That's the basic micronutrient that's in whey, but it's a small amount of calcium. It's not going to interfere with anything in the nutrients, so you're safe. And all the other micronutrients are in such small quantities that it won't have any competition.
And that's actually a really good point we didn't mention before. You want to read the ingredients list under of any protein you buy, because so many of them are filled with like soy lecithin to make it have a better mouthfeel, and they're filled with stevia if you're lucky, but a lot of times it's like Splenda and maltodextrin and artificial colors and weird flavoring things. There's nothing else in our whey.
Single ingredient.
Whey.
That's it.
And we did that on purpose. If you want to flavor it, go ahead, add your nutrients, add whatever you want to add, make a big smoothie with your fruit and whatever you like to do.
Yeah.
But we wanted to make sure it was going to be for everyone. We want to make a product that everyone could take, and that it was not, you can cook with it because it doesn't have any of the sweeteners or any of the other flavors. It doesn't get in the way of anything you want to make.
I love putting it in Greek yogurt. I mean, it creates almost this cloud-like, almost like this,
You can tell how she loves it. It's like cloud.
It's amazing. You mix it in, and it doesn't get like gloppy. It just it becomes lighter. It's really amazing. So I'll mix a scoop.
So you're getting the digestive probiotics and the protein.
Yeah.
Okay, we try that thing tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, know how you love it.
The triple threat. I'll let you know how it is.
Would you do nut milk over water, or just straight water, or raw milk, or?
When you're dealing with the nuts, okay, so you get the micronutrients that are in a lot of those milks. So I prefer the water or the iced coffee. I think those are good. One thing that you could use is we have some people using coconut water. That's okay with the AM. I prefer that with the AM more than the PM.
And we like that especially for people who have blood pressure issues. So if you have blood pressure issues, it's nice to mix that coconut water because it's going to give you that potassium, help get your blood pressure under control. So we do tell some clients to use that as well.
Okay.
And but the water is great.
Just to be clear, you guys, when you say AM, PM, you guys are talking about the nutrients, not
We're talking about the nutrients, the multivitamin reinvented that we created, and of course we got.
We chatted with you last time.
Yeah, we talked to you about it last time. Different formulations in the AM, PM. So when I say that it's better with the AM or the PM, I'm meaning because there may be things in the PM that could with it. But of course, you don't need to use Empower with skinny fat or nutrients. You can use it as you would your regular protein powder. You can take it, you can put it in there with milk or whatever you'd like, and add some fruit, and you can add whatever you want to it, and you can enjoy it just the way you would your normal protein.
Yeah, people are putting all sorts of really fun things on our Facebook page. So if you're looking for recipes, that's the place to go, because literally, like, I make my coconut mocha shake this morning. I'm like, what's in that one? They're like, it starts with coconut milk, followed by this, and like literally, they're making these whole like.
We'll definitely we'll check them out. And we'll add our own. I actually add colostrum and cordyceps and a little bit of reishi spores.
Yeah, we modified as well.
Yeah,
That's great. Yeah.
Skinny
That recipe too. Yeah.
So the colostrum, you would you add it to that? Because that's another form of dairy.
Oh, good. Yeah, I mean, I would love to add colostrum to the protein. I mean, there's things that I would love to be able to do, but because it could easily be degraded. So we just made this just the plain concentrate, but yeah, absolutely, one of the best cofactors that found typically in whey protein.
Yeah, and people worry about the heat that is pasteurized at, but you have to pasteurize. Another thing, raw whey. If you see that on a bag, they are big old liars. It's illegal. And there are actually some that say it, which I think is kind of humorous, that are being sold right now. They say like raw grass-fed whey. That's not true.
No.
It's absolutely illegal. So they all have to be pasteurized. So just know that. What we made sure with this is it's the lowest temperature legally allowed for the shortest period of time. So I think it's 15 seconds that it actually reaches that level.
161 degrees is the lowest legal amount. That's what we use, and it's for 15 seconds. And so just to give you an idea of where boiling point is, it's a 212 degrees for milk. So this is below boiling point, and it's just, like Mira said, 15 seconds. And that's it. So yeah, if you see that, I see a ton of that raw stuff out there, and people are going for it. I'm like, it's just a lie. So don't believe them. The FDA, if you don't believe us, ask the FDA. They're never going to allow raw whey out on the market.
Are you telling me that people lie on their label?
They're lying on their packaging. They're like, hello.
No, because I actually called the farmer. And I said, well, how come I can't have mine raw?
Yeah.
And he said, well, here's the documentation that says what that farm is doing, because we know where they're getting it. And he's like, it can't be. It's illegal. And so they sent us back all the documentation. So.
One more quick question. As far as mixing it, there was some ways that I saw that they're like, blend it very slowly or just mix it in versus like high-speed blending. What do you say about that?
I'm not a big fan of high-speed blending. I would go low speed, and ours actually mixes in very, very nicely. So we're going to be coming out eventually. People will see this new triple threat tornado cups we're coming out with. They may be on the website even now.
It's definitely not going to degrade anything because it's just a little thing at the bottom of a cup.
Yeah, 7,000 RPMs is about what it spins at, and so it's very gentle, but it mixes up very, very nicely. What's nice about in power is it doesn't really clump. So you just turn that blender on low and just add it right in, no problem.
And when I make the muffins, literally I just take all the ingredients in the muffin and use a fork, and then to make the batter. So it really blends nicely.
Yeah, and we didn't instatize this, right? So we didn't add any lecithin, whether it's soy lecithin or any other kind. This is just the way it comes from the farm. I mean, literally, this is whey protein dry. That's it. It's the real deal, yeah.
Awesome.
Best of the best.
Yes. Well, I want to thank you guys for the work that you're doing. I'm really getting to love your products because of the passion that you have to get the best ingredients, the knowledge that you have to combine them. I mean, if
you're like one-stop shop now.
If anyone wants to look you guys up, you'll see the amount of credentials that you have. And I don't know who you're listening to, but I like listening to people that actually know what they're talking about and have degrees and have done some serious scientific research on this.
Yeah, and will not compromise on quality versus quantity.
So stop wasting your money and start moving over to something that actually will provide that glutathione, that's organic, that's raw, that's sustainable, and put it into your body and enjoy the benefits of having it in there. So I'm going to steal the information that you have on your website
and share it with our people.
And put it right below this video so you guys.
No problem.
Yeah. Give it a shot and see how it feels for you.
Yeah, we would love to get everyone's feedback as well, because we want to be, whenever we find someone to chat and interview, we want to make sure they are the best seriously in their field and what they do. So we provide you the best information, but we did our job. We want to hear from you. How do you like it? How do you use it? Share your recipes as well. Share on their page. We would love some feedback. So appreciate any comments, any suggestions, any last tips, you guys?
Oh my
goodness! Thank you for having us and for helping us to get the message out that not all proteins are created equally. It's really important to understand what to look for and to put your money with good products. Really, stop wasting money, and that's something that I hope we got the message across.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to spend the money on the protein, get the kind that is certified. I mean, I know a lot of people out there are doing great things, and they say, oh, no, 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 you know, our cows are, it's like it's certified organic, but we just can't afford it, or it's like it's non-GMO, and that's, it could be the case in some cases, but you're going to be spending the same amount of money to get the certified non-GMO project verification that you're going to get on Empower, so, you know, you might as well know for sure.
It's
right?
kind of like raw.
It's kind of like raw, but it is. No, but thank you, Larry and Oksana, for being able to put this out there. We want to hear too from all your listeners and watchers
how they're
enjoying it, and if there's ever ways that we can improve our products, we are so passionate about that because we take it, our families take it, you know, our grandparents take it, our friends take it. This is really important to us to make sure that we put out the highest quality products. So thank you very much.
Amen.
Yes, thank
Myra,
you.
Jason, thank you so much, and we'll have you again on shortly.
For sure.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Thanks,
Perfect.
guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.